Hello and welcome back to the lab. Today on the bench we have the GS2720 from Valhalla Scientific, and it's not every day that you have to calibrate the calibrators. In a previous video we took a look at the null meter. This unit actually has a null meter built in. We've also looked at this unit several times in some previous videos, and every time it appears in front of the camera we're actually making progress on it. The going is pretty slow on this one, but it is moving, which is fantastic. So what we've got today is I've got everything all warmed up and everything should be good. So we're going to calibrate it. In a previous video, we took a look at my DC standards here in the lab and figured out which one was, quote, the best, because I don't have a 10 volt source yet, like a true 10 volt calibration reference. And after polling all of the DC sources here in the lab, the 3 flukes that I've been using on the bench, which is good that I've been using those, but they're the ones that were the most accurate. This being out into space, but we had to do lots of work to get this unit done. This is, I think, video 4 where this has been in front of the camera. But the 343A, the 5440B, and the 3330B were the most accurate sources that I had. The EDC 1030 needs a calibration, but it's nice and stable, but it's out, and the GS2720 is out into orbit and absolutely needs to come in. Yes, there is a reference error in this, and I don't have the board in for 7 and 8. In a previous video, we confirmed that 7 and 8 were actually grounding out all of the references, and that's what was causing the unit to go into a panic mode. XDevs has a copycat board, and because I have the parts, mainly the enclosure and the heaters and a couple of other things, I'll probably build up one of those, actually 2 of them. We'll see, we'll fix 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so we'll build up 2 of those boards and see what's going on. There's some exotic parts that have to go on those boards, some incredibly high stability resistors, and a few other things. So I got to get a bill of materials set up for that one and get some parts ordered in. But for right now, to make this null meter useful, we can actually calibrate this. 4 references is the lowest accuracy on this unit, so we actually have 5 out of 6, which isn't bad. 6 being the middle, and then having all 8 obviously is the most stable over time. But calibrating it with 5 references isn't actually too bad. It won't be as precise as my 4440B, but right now it's in orbit, and it will be more precise than it is today. So what we're going to do, and I haven't even calibrated it yet, gotten anything going, wanted to do this on camera with you guys. We are going to turn the key and get this thing going. What's really interesting about getting this thing going is I may actually be able to set the date. So that's how you can tell that we haven't calibrated this yet, because I think the first step is to change the date. So absolutely we'll do that. But we do need to get this up and going. Let me pull up the service manual so I know what buttons to push, and we'll get back into this and then hopefully get this unit up and running, so then we can work on the 1030, the EDC, and we can also work on the other fluke that I have that needs to come to the bench for a calibration. Once we get those done, we get to move out of the DC world, and then we get to actually work on the AC world. But getting some of these up and running is why, because I need to check the Ballantine before we do the calibrations on the Fluke 5200As. So we got lots of deep, accurate work coming, but that's where we're at in the lab today. Okay, I've set the time and the date. We're going to kick the... Oh, I need the temperature of the room, because I do need to set temperature on this, because that is something that it tracks. 23.3. So we're going to hit this. Change the date. No. Temperature is 23 degrees C. And we need to give it 10 volts. So let me move this. All right, so we have 10 volts coming out of the 5440. And we're going to define this as 10 volts. So we're off by 100 millivolts. That's normal. And we're going to enter. And that is expected given our testing from the last one. So what we're going to do, it has settled. So what we're going to do is enter. Same thing, except now we go to 1 volt. So we have 1, enter. And we're going to enter. And 1.000. We're defining this as 1 volt for now. And we'll say enter. And we'll do 100 volts. That's not bad. 16 ppm on 100 volts after it got 1. $19 ppm, not bad. All right, time to make it a little louder. All right, and we're defining this as 1,000 volts. $20 ppm on 1,000 volts? That's not terrible. We'll let this settle a bit. There we go. Okay, for the ammeter calibration, I'm going to need a 100 ohm resistor of high precision. So let me see if I can find one of those. Okay, we're not going to do the ammeter calibration just yet. I got to wait for the 7510 to warm up. We're not going to do drift analysis. So we're going to say no here, but we can come back to it by starting the cal process, saying no to all the voltages, and just doing the ammeter. So we'll leave this on. We do not want drift analysis because the unit got repaired and all the voltages kind of went out to orbit. So drift analysis is useless data at the moment. We're going to go turn off the cal key. And now we'll do an internal calibration. We'll do an internal cal here in a little bit. I'm kind of curious as why it lost data, so that's interesting. Probably say not warm. Yeah, not warm because it reset itself. So we'll let it go and bring you back in 4 minutes. Run an internal calibration and see if we can't get the references back. This takes a minute, the Cal 2, but with this is all done internal, so the references need to be removed. All right, KA2. We're getting good information here. That's a good sign. This one's taking a while. That's good. We'll say no to the null meter. No to the output zeros. And we'll say system check with repair data. And we'll check the amps. Why not? Yes, we do want to check the reference system. This should bring back reference 6. It's odd that reference 6 dropped out. All right, reference 6 is back, but reference 5 is probably going to be out of range, which is okay. That gets us back to 0. Yep, 5 is faulty. 6 is being used. All right, cool. 7 and 8 don't exist. The XREF system that I had for this, found out it was only a 1 volt external reference, so not as useful. If it was a 10 volt, that would have been highly ideal, but with it only being 1 volt, I'm not sure 100% how useful it is, and we're back. We've got 6 back, 5 is dead. That's okay. We're going to build boards for 5, 6, and 7. That will be in a future video. So I think this is good to go. Let's throw it on a meter and test it. All right, this meter is not warmed up, not powered on at all, but we'll ask it for 10 volts. And we'll kick the output on. Much better than before, especially considering that this meter's cold. So that's about as good as we can make it right now. What I need to do is I need to move it back over on the shelf, because on this one it sits down there in the lab. And we'll really let the null meter compare it to the 434, which was way off in orbit, hundreds of millivolts. And this says so we went from hundreds of millivolts to ones of millivolts, which is good. Something was bothering me as I was getting this video prepped and edited and up and ready for the editor for YouTube. I should not have been that far off after just calibrating it, because the 5440B is a known good supply. Should not have been that far off. And no, we should not have been. So when I did the system check and told it to repair the calibration data, it got bad calibration data back in. So we got to pull that 22221 module out of the unit, and I have a sneaking suspicion that memory module is having some trouble. So let me get that pulled out, and then we'll see if it'll do another calibration and warm up, because it's erroring trying to write the constants to that that IC. It's the only thing I can think of at the moment that would explain that. So let me check that IC. After swapping out the RAM module and running through the calibration routine after letting it warm up again, we got the same results. So there's definitely something wrong with this board. So what we're going to end up having to do is we're going to have to make 2 copycat boards. So we'll have 1 through 4 and then 5 through 8, which will be the copycat boards. So instead of building just 1, we're going to be building 2, which is totally fine. This is the 7 and 8 module that I have, and the reference is completely fried up in there. Not the references, but the board itself is fried up, and it's actually shorting out the references and taking them all down with it. So we'll see what's going on, but we're getting closer and moving forward. With that, thanks for swinging by the lab, taking a look at the 2720 calibration routine. If you like what you're seeing, hit all the YouTube buttons, like, share, and subscribe, and hang around. For some additional videos, check out the Patreon page. Patreon support helps keep the lights on here in the lab and videos coming up to YouTube, and their help, as always, is greatly appreciated. With that, thanks for swinging by, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye for now.